Hello dear students, how are you? I wish all of you will be healthy and safe. So students, in this video I am going to cover some queries. Okay. So what is the primary motive to create a database? The primary motive to create a database to find out the data, to retrieve the data whenever we need. Okay. So in this video you will learn the various ways to retrieve the data. Okay. So now queries. What are queries? Queries are just asking the question from the database. So queries are used to retrieve information or perform action based on some criteria or conditions. Okay. Whenever you perform a query, first of all, you have to decide the criteria or conditions. Okay. Or in simple term, it is just asking the questions from the database. Okay. The SQL select statement. So whenever you need to retrieve the information, whenever you want to display the information, you have to use select statement. Okay. So select statement is used to select data from the database. And data return is stored in a result table that is called result set. Okay. So what is the syntax of select statement? Select and write down the column for which you want the information, column 1, column 2 and so on, and from and table name. Okay, its syntax is so simple. Write down the select keyword and write down the column, separating them by comma, from, and write down the table name from which you want to get the information. Okay, let's see. Suppose so here I have a database school. In this I have tables. I have one table, students. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay. I want the structure of the table, so describe table name students. Okay, so in this table I have these fields: student ID, name, class, section, stream, and optional subject. And I have already stored some data in this table. So how can we retrieve the information from this table? Okay, suppose I want the information student ID and student name with class. So how can we retrieve the information? Use select statement. Select. I need student ID. So write down student ID. Next, student name, and I need class. Okay, from table name is students. Okay, now you can see I have the information of student ID, student name, and class. Okay, now I have selected the fields student ID, student name, class, but I need section also. So write down here class as well as section also. Now you can see you have student ID, student name, class, section. So okay, but I want the information of all fields. Now you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields, but here I have only 1, 2, 3, 4 fields, but I want all the information of all fields. So in this case you will use asterisk sign. How? Let's see. Select, sorry, select asterisk from students. Okay, if you need the information of all the fields, in this case you will use this star asterisk sign. Okay, now you can see all the information of all the fields is displayed. So this is the use of select statement. Okay, so now next one is select SQL select distinct statements. Distinct means different. Now in this table you can see I have the optional subjects are computer and physical. There are two different subjects. It may be more than two also. Okay, but I want how many different option subjects are available here. So how can we find out? Let's see. So you select distinct. Select distinct. Stream field is optional subject. Okay, optional subject. Table name is student. Now I have two distinct subjects, that is two optional different subject, computer and physics. Okay, so this is the use of distinct. Now you have I have the different type of stream, PCM, PCB and account, but I want how many different streams are available in RLV in my school. So use select distinct and here write down string. Now there are three streams are available, PCM, PCB and account. So this is the use of distinct statement. Okay. Now next one is SQL Where Clause. It's a very important. Whenever you retrieve the information by applying some condition, some criteria, you need to apply Where Clause. So Where Clause is used to filter records. The Where Clause is used to extract only those records that fulfill the specified conditions. Okay. For example, I want to retrieve the information about 11th A students. So in this case, my condition is class must be 11th and section must be A. Okay, I need the record of the students those belong to 11th A. So how can we apply this setting? Let's see. Select. You need the information all record, all fields. Select asterisk from students. Okay, from students. Sorry. Select asterisk from students and write down the condition here from students. Where condition is where class equals to 11th and section equals to A. Okay. Now you will see the records of class 11 or section A. Okay. So this is the use of where clause. By using where clause, you can apply the conditions. Okay. Let's see. For example, next example, I want to get the information about the students who have opted computer as an optional subject. Let's see. So you select asterisk from student where optional subject equals to computer. It's very simple. Okay, you will get the information about the students who have opted computer as an optional subject. Okay. Okay, here I have used asterisk sign because I want the information of all the fields. Okay, you can use the column name as you want. Okay. Now, so where clause is not only used in select statement, it is also used in update, delete statement also. Or using where clause, you can update the statement also. Let's see how. If suppose in this class the Sumit has the physical, but he wants to change the subject from physical to computer. Let's see how he can change. Let's see the SS. Okay, the student ID of Sumit is 1103. Let's see. So how can we update the data? So use update students and set what? Here the optional subject is physical. Set optional subject equals to computer. I want to change. If you want to change the record, then you will use the update keyword. And here use a condition where student ID equals to, what is the student ID of Sumit? Student ID of Sumit is 1103. So write down here 1103. Now your record is updated. Let's see if I want to check. Write down select asterisk from students. Now you can see the optional subject of Sumit is computer. Okay. So by using so you can use the where condition, where clause with select and update also. Okay, update and delete also. Okay, let's see how can we delete the record by using where clause. Suppose I want to delete the record of Sahil. Okay, let's now write down here delete from students. Okay, if you write down only delete from students, now it will delete all the records. Okay, but I want to delete the record of Sahil, so write down here delete from student. Use the where clause where student name equals to or student id. Student id, what is the student id of Sahil? That is 1104. Student id equals to 1104. Now delete record is deleted. Let's see. Now you can see Sahil is not available. Okay, so where clause works with the following operator. Using whenever you use the where clause, you can use the following operator like equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than, equals to, not. This is the sign of not, between, like, and in. One by one we will cover all these operators. Okay, now next one is SQL and, or, and not operator. Why do we use the AND operator? AND operator displays a record if all the conditions separated by AND are true. Okay, if you have multiple conditions and you want to check, you want to get the data, if all the conditions are true, then the record will display. Then you will use AND condition. Okay, for example, let's see. I want to display the record of students who have taken who are for the class 11 section C1 and they have taken physical. Okay, let's see. Use select asterisk from students. Write down the where class, sorry, there is no need to write down the class because the class of all students is 11. Where section equals to C1. Okay, section equals to C1 and optional subject equals to physical. It means it will display the record of all students whose section is C1 and optional subject is physical. Now you can see only 2 students are there who belongs to the section C1 and optional subject is physical. Okay, so why do we use the AND operator? So AND operator is used to check the truthness of all the given conditions. If all given conditions returns true, so in this case it will returns true and it will display the data. Clear? Okay, so next one is OR operator. So OR operator display record if any one of the conditions separated by OR is true. So it will check either one condition is true and check the truthness of all the condition. If all the conditions are true, then it will display the data. But OR operator check the either one condition from the multiple conditions. Let's see how. Okay, here I want to display the data of class 11th A students as well as the students who have taken computer also. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Select asterisk from students where either class equals to, sorry, section, okay, section equals to A, section equals to A, either section equals to A or optional subject is computer. Okay, so first of all it will check the class is 11th A or not. If the class is 11th A, then it will display the data, or it will check the optional subject is computer, then it will display the data. Let's see. Now it will display the data. Now section is A, yes, it will display the. So here the condition section is A, yes, section is A, it will display the data. It will check the next record. No, Section is A, section A, it will display the data. Section is B. If this condition is false, now it will check the optional subject is computer. Yes, then it will also display. Now next one is section is C1 and optional subject is physical. Now in this case, both the conditions are false. Section is C1, but you're writing in the section should be A. No, section is not A. Okay, optional subject will be computer. Here the optional subject is computer, so it will not be displayed. Okay, so OR operator is used to check the either truthness of either one of the condition. Okay, and next one is not operator. The not operator display record if condition is not true. Okay, if you write down here from students, right where write down here not optional subject computer. What will happen? So it will display the list of the students who haven't opt computer. Okay, let's see. Now you will see the record of select from student where not optional subject computer. So how many students haven't opt computer? 1, 2, 3. So it will display 3 records. Okay, so not will reverse the condition. If you write down here where optional subject equal to computer, then it will display the record of the students who have opt computer. But if you write down here not, then it will reverse this condition. Okay. So next one is SQL order by keyword. What do you mean by order by? If you want to arrange the data either in ascending or descending order, then you will use order by keyword. Okay. So order by keyword is used to sort the result set either in ascending or descending order. Okay, what is the syntax? It's very simple. Use select statement and from table name and order by. Use order by and select the column from which you want to arrange the data in ascending or descending order. By default, it arranges the data in ascending order. If you want to arrange the data, okay, specifically in descending order, then you have to use DESC, descending keyword. Let's see how can you use it. It's very simple. If I want to arrange my data according to student name, okay, how can we arrange it? I do select asterisk from students. Okay, select asterisk from student. Order by student name. And you can see your data is arranged according to the alphabetical order. By default, ascending order. If you want to arrange the data according to descending order, let's see. Okay. Order by, write down here DESC. Okay. Now data is arranged in descending order. Now you can see S, H, H, G, G. Okay. Okay, so this is about the order by keyword. Okay, let's move to the next one. Next one is what is null value? Null value, a field with a value. Null value is a field with no value. If your field has no value, in this case, this field is treated as null value. Let's see how. Let's check it. Okay, so in this you have all the fields are filled, so no one has the null value. Okay, let's see, suppose I add a new column, alter table name students, and add column, so let's add column date of birth as date. Okay, now if you use the select statement, now you can see the date of birth is treated as null because there is no value in date of birth. That's why it will treat it as null. So this is called null value. If you write down, if you insert any value, then it will not be treated as null value. Okay. Suppose I want to insert the value the date of birth of Alok Kumar. So let's see how can we insert. Use the update keyword. Update students and set DOB. DOB equals to, first of all you have to write down the year, year 2000, and date of month is 5 and date is 25. Use the where condition, where student ID. If you not use the where keyword, then it will be set this date of birth for all the records, for all the students this date of birth will be set. Okay, so you have to use the where keyword. Where clause student ID equals to 1101. Okay, now you can see this date of birth is inserted for all. Okay, now again I am inserting a new value. Sorry, update student, set date of birth here 28 and month is 4, and where student ID equal to 110. Now this date of birth is selected. Okay, let's see. So this is about the null value. If any field has no value, it means it has null value. Okay, so how can we check the null value? A particular column contain a null value or not. So how to test for the null values? First of all, you have to read this note. A null value is different from zero values or field that contain spaces. If a field has space or it has zero value, it doesn't mean that it has the null value. Null value means nothing, no value is entered in that particular field. A field with a null value is one that has been left blank during record creation. Okay, so how can we check it? It is not possible to test the null values with comparison operator like this and this. To test the null values, you have to use is null or is not null operators. Okay, the syntax is very simple. So you select statement, write down the column name or asterisk sign from table name where column name is null. Okay, let's see. I want the information about the students whose date of birth is not mentioned. How can we check it? It's very simple. Select student ID, student name, and class as well as section from students where date of birth is null. Okay, it means it will display the students of the display the list of the students whose date of birth is not mentioned. Okay, class, sorry, class. Okay, now these students, the date of birth of these students is not mentioned. So this is about the is null. Is not null, it just reverse. Okay, here date of birth is not null. Okay, shit. Okay, only 2 students have date of birth in my record. Okay, so this is about the is null or is not null. If you want to check the blank fields, for this you will use is null keyword. If you want to check the fill fields, then you will use is not null. Okay, so next one is SQL update statement. So as you know, update statement is used to modify the existing records. Okay, if you want to modify an existing record, then you will use update statement. I have told you about it. Okay, let's see how can we use the update statement. Suppose all these students belong to class 11th. Okay, but after the final exam, all will be promoted to class 12th. Okay, so how can we change the class in a one instance? Let's see. So write down here update students update student and set class. What will the new value? That will be 12. Update student set class equals to 12. Now you can see I want to update the record of uh, all students. So in this case, there is no need to write down the condition update students. Okay, set class equals to 12. Okay, now you can see 8 rows affected because I have the record of 8 students. Okay, so if you check select restrict from students, now you can see. And if you want to enter the date of birth of Amit Kumar, in this case you have to use the update statement because initially here it has null value. Okay, if you want to modify these values, in this case you have to use the update statement. Let's see, the syntax is very simple: update students and set DOB equals to, write down the date of birth. Date of birth is 2001. First of all, you have to input year, then month, then date. Okay, for which student? For Amit Kumar. So date, student ID of Amit Kumar is 1102. Where student ID equals to 1103, 1102. Okay, so this is about the update statement. So next one is delete all records. If you want to delete all records, it's very simple. I have told you about it. If you want to delete all records without deleting the structures, what you will use? Delete from students. So using this command, your whole record, all records will be deleted. Okay, here I am not executing this command, otherwise I have to create this record again. Okay, so this command is used to delete all records in one click. Okay, so next one. Now we will discuss about SQL functions. Okay, so the first function is SQL Min function. Min means minimum. It will return the smallest value of the selected column. Okay, the syntax is very simple: select min, write down the column name, and from table name and write down the where condition if you want. Okay, let's see how can we apply it. Here I have another table, that is employee table. In this table I have 4 fields: employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. Okay, so here I want the minimum salary. So for this you have to use the min function. Select minimum of salary. Okay, from table name. Okay, by using this command you will get the minimum value of from the given range. So now you can see 12,000 is the minimum value. Okay, now you can see in this 12,000 is the minimum value. Similarly, you can find out the maximum value. So for this you have to use the max function. Okay, use max function to find out the maximum salary. So 45,000 is the maximum salary in the given range. Okay, so next function is to find out the sum. Okay, if you want to find out the sum of the given range, so use sum function. Use sum. Okay, in this way you will get the total of the salary. Okay, so next function is average function. So average function is used with EVG. Okay, so using EVG function you will get the average of the given salary. Okay, so next function is the count function. So using count function you can count the number of records. Okay, so select, suppose here I want to count the how many teachers belong to maths department. So for this you have to use the count function. Count employee IDs. Okay, from employee we use the where clause, where department equals to maths. Okay, so using this command you will get the counting of employee IDs of those employees whose department is maths. Okay, now you can see count employee ID is 2. Why I have used employee ID? Because employee ID is the unique field, that's why I have used the employee ID. Okay, now you can see only Mr. Sanjay Sharma and Rohit Agrawal belong to math department. So counting is 2 here. Okay, so this is about the some functions used in SQL. Okay, so next operator is SQL like operator. So like operator is used in a where clause to search for a specified pattern in a column. Okay, specified pattern in a column. So there are two wildcards often used in conjunction with the like operator, that is percent sign and underscore. So why do we use the percent sign? Basically, percent sign is used for 0, 1 or multiple characters. Okay, and the underscore sign represents a single characters. Okay, you will get about percent sign and underscore sign by seeing some examples. Okay, suppose if you want to search the values that starts with a, okay, but you don't know about the remaining characters, but you know the starting character is a. So how can we search this type of data? Okay, this type of pattern. So for this you will use percent sign. Okay, the underscore basic underscore represents a single characters. Suppose you have to find out the data which has exactly 3 characters. Okay, so in this case you will use three unknown characters. So in this case you will use 3 times underscore sign. Okay, let's see. So syntax is so simple. Select column 1, column 2, and from table name where column name. Okay, here you are not using any relational operator. Here you are using the like operator. Okay, you can use and or operator with like pattern also. Let's see some examples. Suppose you have to find out the you have to find any value starts with a. You know the first character is a, remaining characters are unknown. So in this case you will use a and percent sign. So percent sign is for multiple characters, that's why I am using it. The first character is a and the remaining characters are multiple characters are unknown. Okay, if you have to find any values that ends with a, so in this case the starting characters are unknown. Okay, multiple starting characters are unknown, so that's why I'll use percent sign, and after that in end I will use a, so it will find the value that ends with a. Okay, now next pattern is finds any value that have or in any position. So write down or. The starting characters are unknown, that's I will write I will use percent sign. The ending characters are unknown, that's why I will use percent sign. Okay, so if you have to find out the values have r in second position, r in second position. So for single character you have to use underscore sign. It is for single character. The first character may be any character. Okay, after that in the second position it will have r, and after that the remaining characters may be any characters. Okay, so for this I will use underscore for first character, r for second. This is my condition. The value that have r in second position, so here r is on the second position. Okay, now finds any values that start with a and are at the at least 3 characters. Okay, now you can see the first character is a, second character unknown, and third character unknown. It means it contains at least 3 characters. If it has more than 3 characters, for this I have used percent sign. Okay, if you have to find out the values that starts with a and ends with o, so write down starts with a and ends with o. In between there may be any number of characters, that's why I have taken percent sign. Okay, how can we use it? Let's see. So in this I have to find out the data. I find out the students whose name starts with a. Okay, how can we find out? Select asterisk from students where student name like down the pattern, the starting character is a, so use a and sign. Now you can see the name which are starting with a is display. Okay, okay, if I have to find out the record which ends with comma. Okay, so write down here student name like starting characters may be any number of characters or any characters but ends with comma. Okay, now you can see you have the name in and Kumar. Okay. Okay. So this is the way to use the wildcard percent sign and underscore sign. Suppose you have to find out the name of the students whose name has 4 characters. Now I have Hema and Hina, which have 4 characters. So let's see how can we find out. So select where student name like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can see these names has exactly 4 characters. So this data will be displayed. Okay. Next operator is SQL in operator. Basically, it is the alternative of or condition. Okay. So in operator allows to specify multiple values in a where clause. The in operator is a shorthand for multiple or conditions. Okay. So syntax is very simple. Select column name from table name where column name in, and write down the range of the values from which you have to find out the data. Okay, let's see how can we find out the data. Suppose you have to find out the list of the student who have taken PCM or PCB. Okay, there are 2 ways to find out this data. Let's see. Select asterisk from students. Use the where clause where stream equals to PCM or stream equal to PCB. Okay, so it will search the data of the students who belongs to PCM or PCB. Now you can see the list of students who belongs to PCM and PCB. Okay, now we have PCM and PCB. This is the one way to find out the data like this. Okay, by using in operator you can search it also. Let's see how. Where stream in PCM comma PCB. Okay, what is the problem? Okay, what is the query specified? Okay, so this is the one way. By using or operator, by using or condition, you can search the data. So in is the alternative of this or condition. In is used whenever you have multiple or conditions. Suppose you have 10 multiple or condition. In this case, your query will be very lengthy. So for this, the in operator is convenient. Okay. So next one is SQL between operator. So SQL between operator is used to specify the range of the values within a operator selects the values within a given range. The values can be number, text, date, etc. The between operator is inclusive, means it takes the begin value as well as end value also. Okay, the syntax is very simple. Select column name from table name where column name between value and this value. So this is the starting value and this is the ending value. So it will return the data that comes in this range. Okay, let's see. Okay, so to get understood this query, I have to use my employee table. Okay, so use select asterisk from employee. What? Okay, so here I have to search the data of the employees whose salary is between 20 to 25,000. Okay, let's see. Select asterisk from employee where use where clause where salary between 20,000 and 40,000. Okay, what is the problem? Okay, there is no need to write down the parenthesis here. Okay, simply write down from employee where salary between 20,000 and 40,000. Now you can see the here I have two employees whose salary lies between 20,000 to, so now you can see the 20,000 is included here. Okay, so first I can select asterisk from employee where salary between 5,000 and 9,000. Now you see empty because there is no employees whose salary is 5,000 to 9,000. Okay, so this is about the between. So next one is not between. Not between is just opposite of between. Okay, if you use the where salary, sorry, select employee where salary not between 5,000, it means all value in this in this you have all the values lie does not lie between 5,000 and 9,000. These lies above this, so that's why it will return all the records. Okay, so not between is just reverse of between. Okay, okay, the next operator is SQL Union Operator. Okay, you can see Union Operator as a joining operator. So Union Operator is used to combine the result set of two or more select statement. Okay, if you have two select statement, and if you want to join the result set of two select statement, then you will use the union operator. Let's see. So first you have to remember some points about union operator before using it. So each select statement with union must have the same number of columns. Okay, the columns must also have the similar data types, and the columns in each select statement also be in the same order. Okay, let's see how can we use it. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, here I have two tables. Sorry, select student asterisk from students. Okay, now I have another table, that is students schools. So this is the list of the students who are in 12th class, and this is the list of students who are in 11th class. Okay, so I want to display the student name and class and section whose optional subject is computer. Okay, let's see how can we combine this data. Select student ID, comma, student name and class and section and optional subject. Okay, from students where optional subject equals to computer. Okay, what will happen? It will return the result set of the students whose optional subject is computer, where optional subject equals to computer. Okay, and I will use a union keyword here, union. Now I will get the data from second table, that is students table. Okay, use. Okay, so select student from students 2. So now you can see the first condition was each select statement with union must have the same number of columns. Now how many columns we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next condition, the columns must have also similar data types. Okay. Now student ID and this student ID have the same data type, that is integers. Similarly, student name, student varchar, class integer, section varchar, optional subject varchar. Okay, and next condition is the column in each select statement must also be in the same order. Now order is same: student ID, student name, class, section, optional subject, student ID, student name, class, section, optional subject. Okay, now if I perform this query, sorry, Now you will get, so now you can see this data belongs to 12th class. Okay, so this is the result set of first query, first select statement, and this data is from second query, second select statement from student 2. So union operator, what is the function of union operator? The union operator will combine this first result set to second result sets. Okay, students. So this is about the union statement. Let's move to the another topic, that is SQL group by statement. Okay, what is group by statement? Let's see. The group by statement groups rows that have same values into summaries. Okay, summary row. Oh, there is no need to write down here. Okay, so what is group by statement? Suppose in this here you have many students belongs to computer and many students belongs to physical, and if you want to make a group of students who belongs to computer and who belongs to physical also, by for this you will use the group by statement. Okay, so the group by, why do we use the group by statement? Basically group by statement is often used with aggregate functions as count, max, min, sum in the group result set by one or more column. Using the syntax is very simple. Select, use select keyword from table name, apply the where condition. Okay, and use group by and column if, by using which column you want to group your data. Okay, and order by. If you want to use order by, you can order by. Let's see how can we apply group by statement. Let's see. Okay, suppose I want to count the number of students who belongs to different sections. Okay, so how can we count? So let's see. Use select count. Select count section. So select count. Okay, sorry, student ID from students group by what? Group by department, sorry, group by stream. So what will happen in this query? In this query you will count the student which belongs to different stream. See, sorry. Now you can see 5, 1, 2, but the problem is that you are not getting the section. So for this you have to use student ID, write down here history. Now you can see for account section how many student belongs to account stream? 5, for PCB 1, and for PCM 2. So similarly you can count the students from section wise. Here I have count the students by stream wise. Now you can apply here group by section. Let's see how. Select count IDs from, or write down, okay, section also. Section from students, write down group by section. And you can see 2 student belongs to A section, 1 for B section, and 3 student belongs to C1, and 2 student belongs to C2 section. Okay, so this is about the group by statement. If you use order by statement with group by, now you can see this is also a order A, B, C1 and C2. Okay, you can see order by count ID, you can check it. Okay, group by section and order by. And order by what? Order by count student ID. Okay, now you can get the data order by according to their counting. Okay, so this is about the group by keyword. So next one is having clause. So having clause was added to SQL because where keyword could not be used with aggregate function. Okay, so aggregate functions are not used with where clause. That's why having clause was introduced. What is the having the syntax of the having clause is select column name from table name and apply where condition if necessary, then group by and write down having condition. Okay, let's see how can we use the having condition. Let's see it with a suitable example. Suppose I have to find out the sections in which strength is more than one. So here I have only one student in section B, but I have to find out the sections in which the strength is more than one. Okay, so how can we find out? Let's see. Select what? Okay, count. Sorry, first count. Sorry, section. Select section from students. Group by what? Group by section. Having count what? Student ID. Having count student ID more than one. Okay, now you can see I am using count function with having, but here where is not used. Okay, now you can see now I have A, C1 and C2. So in this section I have a student more than one. So this is the use of having clause. Okay, if I have to find out the counting of I have to find out the section in which counting is more than 2. Let's see, or equal to 2. Let's see how can we can use it. It's very simple, group by. So if you have to use the having clause, then you have to use group by keyword. Okay, before it you have to use group by keyword. Group by having counting is equals to 2 or greater than equals to 2. I have greater than equals to, sorry, I have written 1. Sorry. Greater than equals to 2. Okay, A, C1 and C2. B is not displaying because B has only single child. So student, this is about the select statement used in MySQL. Okay, so enough for this session. Thank you students. Have a nice day. Be healthy, be safe and do practice more and more. Okay.